Hello. 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 Say ta-da. Ta-da.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Treating your patients. Pediatric practitioners can use the well-child visit as an opportunity to promote the TREE concepts of talk, read, engage, and encourage. Pediatric providers can review key concepts of the TREE handouts directly with parents.
Parents to engage their kids in positive communication, and we call it Grow Your Kids, and it's TREE, and it stands for Talk, Read, Engage, and Encourage. So at this age, we talk about something called parentese, which is something we were just doing a few minutes ago. Hello, hi. And then starting to read at this age, which is something that both talking and reading will help stimulate language development. She is transitioning between what we would say are upper motor skills, so the first few months are head and shoulders and neck, and then she's moving into what we call trunk motor skills, so she'll be doing the rolling, cognitive or play things that we do with kids. She is at the age where she is doing things with objects, which like putting them in her mouth, and objects by themselves are not intrinsically interesting, but she'll transition to doing things to objects because objects become intrinsically interesting in and of themselves. And encourage kids, and when she does things, just sort of you're her cheerleader essentially. One of the things that will be important is to continue to talk to her, which I noticed that you're doing. So I see that you spent a lot of time, just using words with her, reading to her. When you read to her, you had her kiss the book, which was really kind of cute. But those are just physical contact. At her age, she's going to be using her legs largely, and so working on just running and climbing and things like that. She sort of transitions out at this age from what we call doing things to objects, which is sort of banging them, to actually using them functionally. So she'll stack things, she'll play with blocks, sort colors, things like that. And the other thing that I saw you doing, which was great, was the encouragement. So just saying that every time when she did things, good job.
And so in this age group, the things that she's going to start doing, she's running, jumping. She's really going to be starting to get into imaginary play. So make baby dolls, make believe, playing with toy cups and trying to serve you, things like that. Have you noticed those sorts of things at home?
Yeah,
things to expect. So in the 18 to 24 months, so she'll be running and climbing, imaginary play with baby dolls. We were talking about, the talk, the read, the engage, encourage. So this packet actually talks about things that you can do at home. So in talking to her, naming colors and shapes, saying, "Oh, look at that green ball that you're playing with." You're singing.
Providers can have parents complete the activity form and review it with them.
Activity with you. So the things that we are focused on are spending time talking to the kids, reading, engaging in play, and also just being positive and encouraging the kids. So the things that you kind of talk about on the activity are basically you're spending time narrating, and you say you're talking to things, repeating words over and over again, pointing to body parts. So these are important things to do. Ear, right? Toes. Where's your ear?
Or practitioners can simply ask, what types of things do you enjoy doing with your child?
Just tell me a little bit about what kinds of things you're currently doing with him, and what kinds of things you think you might be doing over the next few months. So.
We like to talk about pretty much anything that is around us. We like to go out into our backyard and talk about the trees and birds and try to point out any observations that we see. Just talk about it, knowing that he might not fully grasp what we're saying, but.
And he's been learning new sounds. Like he learned how to go like that.
Okay, all right.
And so when he finally did it, I talked in an excited voice and cheered him on. And.
So tell me what kind of things you like to do with him at home.
At home, I like to see him crawl, so I might get the little blocks that I have for him and put them on the floor and just see him crawl to it. Or he just received a pushy thing for his first birthday, so I might put him on it and walk through him out the house. But he's trying to run with it already, and stuff like that, or read to him. He'll take the book and try to turn the pages himself, and or I'll point to something and he'll look and start clapping when I say all done with the book, and his sisters read to him as well.
Excellent. Good. Yeah, those are great things to do. You had filled out this form, and it talks about talking, reading, and playing or engaging with the kids, encouraging the kids. Just tell me the kinds of things that you're doing at home with him.
We go over shapes and colors, and during breakfast time I read to him instead of watching TV.
Good.
Yes.
Excellent. And do you spend some time just talking with him?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Tell him it's mommy and daddy.
Okay. You're just labeling things around, and using words and things like that.
Yes.
Okay. So we think that's really important, just to say lots of words so that he hears the words, even if he doesn't understand everything you say to him. Same thing with reading. Just the process of hearing the words just helps get the language, the basis for language into his head. Okay. Do in terms of playing with him.
We do clapping, and we're singing. And
singing. Okay, that's great.
Gesture and stuff like that.
All right. Do you have some toys that you play with?
Yes.
What kind of toys do you use?
We have toys like it's interactive because he has a doll where he can snap and tie and point to the colors.
Okay.
Yes.
Like we just use like the pop-up toys are fun for the kids. Musical instruments, things he can bang on. All those things, just to in terms of encouraging him and giving him positive feedback.
We clap, and we do the sign language clap and say good job.
All right. Yeah.
Play with it. Does she have a favorite toy at home?
She actually likes, what she likes actually is she loves books, just opening books, then blocks. Just plays with blocks. That's it. Well, most of the time she prefers singing. That's what she loves most. She loves songs.
And she loves singing.
Yes,
And that's great too. So I heard the different songs that you were singing.
Yeah, she loves all those songs.
Pediatric clinicians can model concepts such as speaking in parentese, using the radio or sports announcer approach to enhancing language skills, labeling, playing show me and tell me games, and reading or playing enthusiastically.
And we run to our burrow. See the bunnies running away?
Practitioners can also provide parents with positive feedback for observed behaviors such as hugging and kissing their child, consoling their frightened or upset infant,
So one of the things that's really important is providing the kids with sort of comfort when they're upset, and you did a masterful job.
Good job. Good job. Here's number 3. Yay! Yay! Now goes number 2. Yay!
We're giving him positive feedback when he was successful playing with the toy, which is a great thing to do.
There's a little alien guy there. Oh, you're playing with the alien. Look at him. Or maybe he's a monkey. I'm sorry. He's a mono.
You were doing the our radio announcer or sports announcer technique, where you're sort of just looking at what they're doing, observing, and then while they're playing with toys, giving them some ongoing verbal feedback. So, and you did a great job with that, and that's exactly what we suggest people do.
Can you show them how we do high fives? Do up high, in the middle, down low, too slow.
What you did was really nice by just engaging him and by giving him some positive attention. And I noticed just by hugging him and playing with him, and also by just interacting with him verbally, he really kind of was attuned to what you're doing, and I think that's the kind of thing that we encourage people to do, and you really did it nicely.
Ernie and the vacuum salesman. One day, Ernie's bell rang.
So that was just great. I noticed that you were reading to him, and that you were reading in a really animated way to kind of get his attention, and he looked pretty fixated on, from my observations.
Mama.
You had a very kind of natural way of just kind of calming him down, so that he became very relaxed immediately. And one of the things that we advise parents to do is exactly what you were doing. So that's a good thing.
Okay.
So keep it up.
Okay, great.
Ring around the rosy, water full of roses, ashes, ashes. ashes and y'all fall. Good and y'all fall. Good and y'all fall.
I heard you encouraging her. That was great. So when she was singing down, you're like, yeah, down.
If time permits, videotaping parts of the office visit and playing back segments that reinforce positive parent-child interactions can be an effective approach as well. Pediatric clinicians may also wish to later review their own videotapes to improve their ability to identify developmental milestones and positive parent-child interactions and improve the quality of their feedback to families.
Show me your nose, show me your eyes, show me your belly button.
The tree materials can be used to help parents build relationships with their young children. These relationships are particularly important in low-income, high-risk families where children may experience chronic stress from adverse experiences such as domestic violence, substance abuse, and parent mental health problems such as depression. The tree materials can be used during well-child visits in a time-efficient manner, and the materials help to create a more spontaneous, exciting office encounter and build the relationship between the pediatric practitioner and the family.